Good evening, everyone, or good morning, or good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. Hello, welcome. It's another Gawny Vlog. So, we've been doing Movember. Here's the tash so far. Not very much tash there, is there? Let's be honest. Yeah, we've raised over £201 for Movember, which is excellent. I'm happy with it. Always could do a little bit more. So I put it in the description below. If you do want to donate a couple of quid to me for my donation fundraiser for Movember, then please do. Appreciate it. I wanted to do a quick sort of vlog together because I've been thinking about a few things in the last few weeks and wanted to sort of reflect a little bit, maybe the best way to describe it. I've been thinking about events and stuff. Those that don't know, I used to run gaming events in the city in Southampton, and we had a great sort of community build around it called, the event was called Southampton Game Fest, and it was run by our project, which was Hampshire Gaming Hub. It was a great event, great fun. We did 4 fairly large scale events over the period of the time we did it. I had some of the best time I think I ever did doing anything was running those events kind of thing, and it was pretty spectacular to say the least. Yeah, it was a great period of my life. I really enjoyed it. Problem since then is I've never quite got past that peak, I find, of achieving stuff. Like, I've had lots of little wins and things in places, and things have gone well and things have gone bad, but you have peaks and troughs, and things go up and down in your life. But I think Southampton Game Fest was probably the best bit of like anything I've done ever, which is really weird to say. It's great. It was great. A great event. Ran one in Engine Rooms, one in the Grand Devere Hotel, which I think has changed names again now, but the big triangle building hotel in the middle of Southampton you can't miss it. It's by the quays, you know where it is if you're in Southampton. That was great. And we also ran 2 further events, one in the 1865, which was in a cramped little area with lots of tables. That venue's changed a lot since then. It used to have loads of little booth tables all around it. It was like an old style community hall kind of thing. It's probably the best way I can describe it. They knocked out all the walls and everything around the building, and now it's like a big stage area. That would be great for events again in the future, I'm sure. And we did one final event in the heart of Southampton, opposite the Border City. There was a big venue in there where we had like 4 floors of different gaming events and stuff in the festival. It was a bit of a weird one, that one. We sort of got stuck in places on that one, and I think that's what sort of led to sort of the end of gaming events, running gaming events for me, kind of thing. To give you a bit more background, before that I when I was about 22, 23 maybe, I joined like a Nintendo group in the city run by my close friend. We started doing gaming, like Nintendo-based gaming events across the UK. Where I went to met up across with other people's events, like the ones in Portsmouth and Basingstoke, in Reading, in all across the country basically, doing different events everywhere. Well, that was all part of Nintendo Players UK, which before all that was Streetpass UK. It was based on the 3DS sort of system at the time, and the Streetpass connectivity of that, and be able to link that all together and play games together. That was a great sort of learning curve of learning how events were run and how to get people into a building, how to do the social side of it, and how to grow as a business side of running a community. You know, it's not just literally grabbing a console and sitting in the room. It's you've got to think about the logistics of it all, like how close is your venue to the local amenities, to the local transport areas. Can you get everyone close by to your event? Like, is it a particular welcoming location? Is there certain people who wouldn't fit in that location? Is there something else you could do to help promote that thing? yeah, there's a lot to think about when considering venues and considering the people who are going to be involved in events and stuff like that. It's a big thing. It's a big thing. So we ran Southampton like Nintendo-based gaming events early on, and we started with, I believe, some Pokemon events. I think it was a very early sort of things we started with. Was lots of maybe Pokemon. I think it was X and Y at the time. Maybe with the games we were playing at that point. Maybe it was something before that. I know I had a big break from Pokemon, so I played Red, Blue, and Yellow, and then Silver and Gold pretty much straight after. Then I didn't play any Pokemon games up till, other than Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Stadium, I didn't play any of Pokemon games for like years. And then Pokemon X and Y came out, and I think I was about 23, 24, something around there, maybe a little bit older. But it was the game that sort of restarted like my wanting to go back and playing Pokemon again. That game I really enjoyed. I know it's sort of frowned upon by lots of other people at the moment in terms of like Pokemon series, but that game got us back into running events, and that's why I loved that game so much. Put a lot of hours into that on the 3DS, so yeah, that was cool. But yeah, we ran like Pokemon events. I think we ran Monster Hunter events. We ran whatever sort of other gaming things were happening at the time. We had like Smash Bros events. We had like a Wii U party. We did lots of Smash events, and Smash, Pokemon, Monster Hunter were the main ones. And I also joined up lots of the other community events, and we did UK based Streetpass UK events, which was also great fun. Really enjoyed them. In terms of like getting the community together, I think we just pretty much did it all from our own Facebook page we had at the time, but which is still live actually. This is the Facebook page, the Streetpass Southampton Facebook page, or Nintendo Players Southampton Facebook page is still live and open, but I just don't do anything with it, unfortunately. So it is sad actually when I think about it, because that was a really interesting, unique moment in my life kind of thing, is that when we started doing events together, and that really did open the door to me to doing other social events and social meetups and bigger events like EGX and like going to Birmingham for events and things like that, for gaming events. It really did sort of get me out of the bubble a little bit in terms of getting past that social anxiety sort of side. So that really helped me a lot, to be honest. We then went from Streetpass Southampton, Nintendo Players Southampton. We then joined up with the guys to make Hampshire Gaming Hub, which included 6 of us at the time. And shout out to Patrick, who was one of the main guys involved in that very early on. We ran lots of events together with myself and Patrick. So he's now in China. So hi in China, Patrick. It's great that we did so many different things with event running and stuff. And the first event we did that with Hampshire Gaming Hub, with Southampton Game Fest, it was in Engine Rooms, which is like a mid-sized sort of venue for things. But they quite often have like bands and other gigs and things on. I saw DJ Khaled, of all people, at a event there, and also We Are Scientists, a very decent band, American band that play a lot of different things, like indie sort of style. So to say that I've run an event in a venue where DJ Khaled's been, of all things, and things like that, it was pretty cool, I think. So our event was pretty small in scale, to be honest. We had the stage area, and we had like 5 or 6 different gaming setups with like a retro area where you could just play whatever you wanted, pretty much. There's so many retro consoles, but we only had like 6 screens. It was crazy. I got to meet some cool guys there. I got to meet the likes of good friends from other gaming communities and other events and stuff, and there was just so many different people who come together to join a gaming community as such. And it's really cool that they had that sort of thing in Southampton. I wanted to find the gamers in Southampton as such, and try and build on that community sort of feel and move it along as such, to try and do more venues, other styled events kind of thing. That event was a small venue. I mean, we managed to probably get in about 250 people, I think, into that venue. It was pretty successful, I think. There was one thing I do remember from doing an event there, is the one problem with engine rooms is that it doesn't have any like food or drink communities nearby. It's pretty much just in the middle of nowhere. As a venue for events, it's quite difficult to keep people there. If they want to go get some food, they're going to have to go elsewhere into the city or further away kind of thing to try and get some food. So we thought, why don't we get like a kebab van or something and put it outside, which we did. Within the space of it being there for 10 minutes, the lady who ran the business come out and said, we can't have that there, we haven't got a license for it, so you've got to get rid of it.
Hey, you got a license for that?
You'll never take me alive!
So we lost like 250 quid straight away from having to move that big van elsewhere. But yeah, it's one of those things you sort of learn from doing events and things. I think you are going to make mistakes, you just got to sort of learn from those mistakes and where you go from there. But that was our first sort of event. We had in the middle of the area we had a coffin with a VR setup, and basically a guy had a game where you were in a maze with the VR setup on and you were sat in the coffin. Yeah, we basically had a coffin in the middle and we had to escape this maze sort of thing from the coffin, and it was really weird, but it was a unique thing we put in the game and to sell the whole venue and event kind of thing. Come and sit in a coffin, an actual coffin. And when I say actual coffin, I mean we literally borrowed a coffin from a funeral director's to put into the middle. So I'm like, hope no one's going to use this in the future, you know. So very freaky. We had like Metal Gear Solid 5, it was sort of releasing at that time. I think was on that when we did that event. I think literally the day before it came out, I think we had it available because one of the people in our group was a game journalist and he somehow got links to it to actually have it available. So that was cool. So there weren't many people playing it though, which was really weird considering it was literally out for a day. So yeah, anyway. Yeah, and then we had lots of other little events. We did like a Mario Kart sort of thing there, and we had some Monster Hunter sort of things with the Nintendo group section. So we sort of took over a little bit of the section there and did some little things there with the people playing games together. We had a couple of little setups with the Smash Bros, I think, was on the front row as well. But yeah, there was loads of little things I sort of remember of it. And yeah, it was a great experience. It was great fun, and doing that first event really got me hooked into gaming events and stuff. And I think it was just before that event we went to EGX at the Earls Court. When it was at Earls Court, they actually moved it to the Excel Centre. But when it was at Earls Court, the first event I ever went to, like a gaming event I ever went to, and it was amazing. Like, we just went around all the little stalls and just got all the free merch you could for like pre-ordering games there. And after pre-ordering the game, we cancelled the game and just kept the merch. So, which is really bad when I think about it, but at the same time, it was quite funny at the time. But don't do that in real life. You know, if you don't just cancel the games, just to get your free stuff, it's not cool. I don't think there's many people who actually do that anymore at these events. I think they cottoned on pretty early that people just don't actually sign up for these games. They just come for the free merch and then go. So, but it's cool. It's cool. But yeah, that's a sort of a little bit of a biopic, I guess, of all the events I've sort of done and been to and things like that. And I'd love to one day revive my love for gaming community events kind of thing. And I would like to do another one again. Knowing what I know now about running events, I think I'd probably do a little bit better with it now. But I think the problem is it's trying to find the right venue, the right time, the right passion for people to join, and it is a big ask to put it all together. As we did it as a team of 6 people, and maybe a couple of like family, friends, and others with us, but it turned into something massive really quickly, and then sort of split up into 2 different groups doing different events in different areas. It was kind of like, it's one of those. People don't always get on when you do things like this, unfortunately, and it is quite kind of difficult trying to manage the different personalities and different abilities of doing events and things. But well, as long as you like had fun with it, I think that's the main thing you got to remember, and just keep going. Keep going. If I did an event now, I think the first thing I'd do is make sure it's in an area location close to transport. Because honestly, it sounds so basic, but as close as you are to like a station or a tube station, if you're in London, for example, or Manchester or whatever, or if you're close to buses, if you're close to a car park, things like that, it's honestly, it's such an easy thing to forget about. But honestly, just get as close to the locations like that as you can. You got more chance to get more people into your event, because it's just so much easier to get people there and parked and transport. You know, it's easy. That'd be the first thing I'll do. Second thing I'll do is check out the costs, because the costs are going to be the main thing that are going to make you do your event or not do your event, kind of thing. As much as you don't want to think about it, and a lot of our events were for charity, so any event we did, we covered the costs of the venue, and then with everything else after that went to charity. So that was literally everything we did, and I loved doing that. We made so much money for Special Effect, was the first charity one we did it for Southampton Game Fest, and I loved that. That was one of my most motivating things, is to make as much money as possible for Special Effect, because they're such a brilliant community company. Anyone doesn't know, Special Effect make controllers and things for disabled children, so they can play games with their families. For example, they had setups at EGX before where you can play like FIFA with your eyes, on just your eyes, just by blinking to like pass and stuff. It's really weird to get used to, but it's cool. And there's also ones like tubes you blow into to say hit a button and things like that. And when there's so many disabled gamers who just can't have the access that some people have, like hands and feet, it is such cool things that they do to make gaming accessible to everyone. You know, it's so cool. More of that, please. But yeah, we made lots of money for them. It was such a great day when we could donate that money. I was really pleased with that. But then it just got harder and harder to do that, especially with the cost of running events and the venues and stuff. We just didn't make much money at the end of it, if any. You know, it wasn't for the money; it was for the love of gaming and growing communities, and that's the whole thing with why I did events, and maybe that's why I've never really took over the successful thing with it, because you can only go so far with these sort of events and things, and if that's the way you're thinking, unfortunately, the costs all add up, and this day and age, we're talking 10-15 years after first doing events kind of thing, it's a lot, you know, it's a lot to take on, venue costs and hiring costs and things like running bars and things, so having extra staff on for security, doing pat testing costs and other electronic things and stuff like that. It is a lot. It's a lot of problems. If it works and you can cover your costs and you can get the community together to build that event, it can be great fun. And having like a big stage area to sort of do a few events on. I do have a video on my YouTube where I hosted a game of 1-2 Switch on a stage for the third Game Fest. That was just such good fun. Just such good fun to be on the stage and being host and things like that. It was such good fun. I think if I had the opportunity to do another event, I'd probably do something like that and have like a MC running the things and try and do like tournaments and things. We'd do different games, different setups. We had like Mario Kart and Call of Duty. We had some other friends who made games and indie games who were promoting their stuff, and they wanted their game shown on the stage, so we did that. We had a load of arcade machines all together. We had VR setups. You know, we did really well with what we had. What the small events we had, we put so much together. The problem is, we just didn't have the space for the amount of stuff we had, and we had problems with like electrics like possibly going. We had fire brigade to come out for one of our events to check things over. It was like, ooh. So, but yeah, that's it, dudes. That's, you know, I just sort of reminiscing a little bit about the running events, and I wanted to sort of talk it up a little bit because I really did enjoy that time in my life, running events and things, and just haven't really had the opportunity to do it again. But you never know, there might be another opportunity in the future. We're still young, aren't we? We can still do things, we can still have fun with games and hopefully promote ourselves in different ways and stuff. But that's why from that event is when I started doing YouTube stuff. Then I did Nintendo Podcast System, or N Podcast System, on YouTube still if you want to watch the old episodes of that podcast. That was really cool fun. It was great to meet some new people and do some like really unique things. We had like Roger's Bass as a guy we did an interview with, and he was really cool, really nice guy, and it was just great to sort of be part of the biggest gaming like community kind of thing. We were only a small podcast, but we managed to get so much out of that. It was so crazy. But yeah, I think overall, I think you got to sort of look back sometimes and think about your past experiences and how you can improve on that, and what would you like to do in the future. I'm part of a growing Southampton gaming community Discord, and I've always thought when it gets to 500 members, maybe we should run an event with that. And it's at 444 the time speaking, so maybe we can do something with that. But I don't know, there's just some sort of thing holding me back to wanting to actually go and do events again. But who knows? Maybe I can work something out in the future. But yeah, I don't know why I wanted to talk about that, but I just wanted to sort of air it, maybe just to sort of get myself thinking, what should I do? I think I've had a lot of thoughts about future things at the moment, and there's lots of just thinking and planning to do, and what I want to actually do with my life and what I want to achieve in the next few years. I think that sort of hit me a little bit in that sort of section. I think I've tried so hard with like YouTube and I'm trying to grow on things like Instagram and Facebook at the moment, which are going very well, to be fair. I'm not doing too bad on there. But it's all just rehashing old content from YouTube and some streams and stuff. We've got some little bits of content coming out from each of those. I've had real good fun doing the Zelda randomizers. We did a whole series of a Zelda randomizer recently on Twitch. That was great fun. We've been playing Donkey Kong Bonanza on YouTube, but I took a bit of a hiatus on that, and because I just wasn't enjoying it as much near the end, and I've still got to finish it. So maybe we'll come back to it very soon. I do have some other things I want to do. I've got some other like series on videos I want to make. I think I've just hit a bit of a mental block for a little while, and I'm just trying to sort of think my way out of it at the moment as such. But overall, it's been great to sort of still be part of the community, still growing things, still making videos, even if they're only little shorts and things, and streams every now and then. But I'm still really enjoying it. I'm still really enjoying making stuff, and I think I just need to find time to do some more editing and work on some more series and get that all together. I think the problem is I just don't have any time at the moment, because unfortunately work takes up a lot of that time. But it's what it is. And when I do get home, I don't really spend time really engaging, if that makes sense. I think I just come in, I just chill out, and have a bit of a scroll on the phone, watch some TV, and by the time you know it, it's just 2 or 3 hours are gone, and it's like, oh, okay, that's another night wasted as such. If that's just adult life, I don't know, but it's cool. We'll get on with it. But yeah, I think we're going to keep pushing and keep trying, and that's where we're going to succeed. It's going to keep going on, keep trying to grow these communities, and my YouTube actually got higher views currently at this point this year than I did the whole of last year. So I'm a month ahead on that at the moment. So anything else I grow on top of that is a win at the moment, which is quite amazing to say, really. I know it's, for some people, it's only 4,000 more views, but that's 4,000 more views and a month on top. So it could be like another 20,000 views if I push it harder, you know. But yeah, maybe we'll see how far I can take that. And it's just things, isn't it? And YouTube and living and experience it all. It's just crazy. But yeah. But anyway, anyone who's still around, I don't know why, but thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. It is nice to still have that community feel. If you love gaming events, maybe go and check out some other Nintendo Players UK events. I'll do a link to their website if it's still up. I don't even know if it's still up, but if it is there, I'll put it in the description. And maybe you'll find a local Nintendo community near you where you can come and join. That's where I started, and maybe it'll give you a bit of inspiration to go and do your own events and run your own things. I'd love to do another Southampton Streetpass event or Nintendo Players event, but maybe it's gone a bit too far past that stage now. Maybe I'll just take my Switch somewhere and see what happens. Anyway, thank you everyone for listening, and I will catch you all again very soon. And if you want to watch any more videos, I'll link them at the end of the video. And give us a subscribe, just for the fun of it. I normally subscribe back if you sub to me, so there you go. Go check out my other things, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Facebook again, and then other places. If you want to follow me, there are links on my Linktree, which is on my main YouTube page, or my main Facebook page, or my main Twitter page. Other places, just come join and stalk me. That's what you want to do, right? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Blue Sky. We're also on other platforms and things, and Discord for Nintendo Village, and also Southampton Game Fest, Southampton Game Community is in there, sorry. So yeah, come join those events and venues and groups and things, and maybe we can play some games together, which would be pretty cool. I would like to do some more community stuff, so maybe we can do something like that in the future. But if there's anything you want to play together, or there's anything you're interested in playing, then why don't you hit me a message, and we can just collaborate if needs be, and make a video together. I'll put it on my YouTube, so cool. Thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you all again very soon. Bye bye now. Bye bye.